Evening, everyone. Hopefully, you are doing well. Swell. I know I am. So, let's get started. It should be fun. Should really, really be fun. So, unfortunately, some of my videos aren't loading up. Can be a bit of an issue, but it's okay. Definitely okay. Well, at least I can keep track of who's messaging, I believe. But too bad it won't let me stream. Guess I'll have to figure that out later. Okay, so I know some of you earlier were on my live and yeah, we're trying to figure out how to basically get into your gifts and such. I know one individual is a fellow reader and just feeling blocked. The thing is that you actually have to kind of like navigate and find out why you're blocked. Blockage doesn't happen like out of nowhere. It happens because there is something within us that that is being the problem. So whether we're allowing someone else to be that problem, or whether it's some kind of stuck point of belief that we have that is being the problem, regardless, it does no good for anybody, obviously. So one way to figure it out is, to actually ask yourself, what is bothering me at this time? Because a lot of times it is going to be a mental blockage rather than coming from our physical one. Okay, I say that because, our mental capacity affects us greatly, like more so than we actually think and believe. Okay, so with that being said, for example, sometimes we begin to doubt ourselves. Whenever we begin to doubt, we already create that wall against like failure. So we're just like, okay, if I don't try, then I don't fail. And then whenever we think we're trying, it's like we're trying in the wrong way or in the wrong direction. It's pretty interesting, how the human mind tries to like overcompensate for having like lack of progression, as to say. Okay, and again, it is up to us to kind of identify. Sometimes it's not so easy. That's why you you kind of like need that outside perspective. So it does help to have a little community, or even to ask, a reader if you're not so involved within your own gifts. Hey, what is blocking me? And guess what? The answer is always going to come up to you. More times than not, it's actually going to be a message from your guide rather than a reader, and they're going to tell you over and over again, hey, you need to get rid of this. Hey, you got to deal with this. Hey, you need to do this in order to progress forward. And you're just like, no, no, no. Okay, I can't do that, it's too complicated. Oh, I can't do that, I'm not like and it's just like, okay, I can't do that because that's way too easy to be the issue, to be the problem. Like there are so many times where I had to actually take a step back and I'm like, okay, I know what my problem is. I don't want to deal with my problem because I'm all about ego. I'm like, no, no, no. No, 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 I can deal without. But the very things that you don't want to deal with is going to be the very thing that you have to deal with in order to get rid of that blockage, to get rid of those stuck points. Because whenever I look at someone like crown chakra and it's blocked, all I see is like little nuggets, like little pebbles everywhere, and they're all like stacked on each other. And depending on like how heavy, dense, and how clustered together are depends on how big that stuck point actually is. Sometimes the stuck point is just little kernels everywhere, and that's not so bad. But then once you get these big stacks on stacks and stacks and stacks, that's when it becomes an issue, and then healing and blocking yourself becomes very difficult. Okay, And I have realized that a lot of times it is letting go of our own beliefs, our own principles per se. Like I said, it takes a while. But if you're not willing, if you're not having that open mindset to get rid of your own principles, to like adjust them to change for your own growth, you're not going to go anywhere. You're going to continue being blocked. There are so many times where I've met someone else and they're just like, no, 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 no. Like, I can't do that. It doesn't make sense. I'm like, you're fighting it. You're fighting the answer. You don't need to fight the answer. And when that happens, like I said, it's all about letting go. It really is. Okay, so one thing I wanted to discuss is chakras. Okay, and the way to feel them, the way to read them. I know one way to read them is going to be very, very easy. Have one of these little guys handy, dandy. All right, and it all starts with visualization. Sorry, can't speak right now. So you can try it on yourself or someone else. It is probably going to be easier to do it on someone else because you're able to see more of a landscape and more able to feel like the energy compared to you trying to determine your own blockage kind of thing. Okay, so easiest way, like I said, is like get someone to lay down. And starting from like their crown, top of the head, you just go, crown and notice, the twirling, the flicker back and forth, just the jumps, of the pendulum. All right, so as you move from, crown to third eye to throat to heart to solar, um, to sacral and to root, notice the difference in the energy flow and feel it. Um, Sometimes when it's going around like this, you'll realize that your hand begins to like stop moving. It feels like it's like moving underwater kind of thing. And that's going to determine where the stuck point is or where cords need to be cut. Okay, because it's really important that you guys learn how to, read energy. Like once you begin to learn to read energy, then you can start reading it. And I'm talking about intuitively. Michelle, hello, hon. Just let me know if there are any other points or factors or topics that I need to address during this session, okay? But whenever that happens, you know, and you got to go into it. So let's just say, you find a whole bunch of blockage from the pendulum and be like going crazy. Um, that's when you start to, close your eyes and feel, like really feel or try to see what is going on. Why is there a blockage here? And it could be like a generational curse. It could just be stuck energy that kind of forgot how to circulate. Other times it could be, past trauma, and trauma is going to be more than actual trauma. It could be a heartbreak. It could be, failing a test. We take a lot of burdens upon ourselves that we can create blockages. So just think about all the times you tried something. And if you took it really personally and really to heart, guess what? That blockage is, buried deep in somewhere in within you, within your aura, your bubble, your energy force, whatever you want to call it. So it's very important that, you have compassion, you have self-care. Okay. So, try to feel what it is. If it's cord, it'll feel very, very stringy, or you can see it. Other times, I know for me, whenever I see like, just blockages, I see rocks, or I see like, uh, most people know what a crunch candy is. That's what I see. I just see little clusters of crunch. Um, Whenever it has to do with heartbreak, I'll literally just see, a heart with a line, through it. If it's about like a spouse or like a divorce, they'll show me like rings, being separated, or rings that are not completely whole, and everybody has like their own signal for things. And it's important to start learning your own, because not everybody's sign is going to be universal. Sometimes it is. Yes, actually, Michelle, yes. But one thing after another. Um, I'm just talking about whenever like people can read chakra, cold beans, hello, energy. But you know, little by little, whenever you start to evolve, then you'll actually will actually accidentally tap into what Michelle just said, which is past life regression of readings. And yes, the easiest way is to go through someone that has already gained that consciousness on how to gain that information. But guess what? Whenever you're evolving and you're exploring like your own abilities, that information will come to you like in little bit of pieces. And quite honestly, I do find it more beneficial whenever you find out information and then get validation afterwards. Because if you get kind of like the validation first, you're just like, oh, okay, well, this is what they see, this is what they see, what they see. And it to me, it's not actually beneficial yet, because it's so much easier if you start putting the pieces of the puzzle together without knowing the entire picture first. So that way, whenever you finally like zoom out of the picture, you're just like, oh, that makes sense. And it's like you learn a whole lot quicker. You gain information, you are able to connect way better, way easier, because you did the work to try to strengthen it, to try to make sense of it. Okay, you just need the validation to know what you're thinking is either right or wrong. Okay, so cool being said, I'm having issues with having new. Okay, cool beans. My question to you is going to be tearing up. Is it something that is within you, or does that energy come from outside of you? Because yes, shielding can help if it's that person's energy. However, if it's something that is trying to come out of you, then it's actually better to let it go. The best way to let it go is to like full on like ugly cry. Like, I'm not even joking about this, because sometimes you don't know what you're holding on to. One moment you could be fine, you're just fine, fine, fine. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you just feel sad, out of nowhere. And you're just like, why do I feel sad? I'm watching a comedy movie, I was laughing not 2 seconds ago. Why did this trigger, And this has happened to me where I didn't know I was holding on to something. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's let the girl cry, and boom, I feel great. Feel good. All right, you said I don't feel anything. Not even energy. It just happens easy and simple. Yeah, no, no, no. Cold beans, that doesn't sound like but you said okay, cold beans. My next question is gonna be like, is it with like every person you meet? Or is it with like particular people you meet? Okay. Michelle, yes, don't we all, honey? Trust me. I got some more to do. And it's a matter of time before it comes out and I'm ready for it. Yes. No, no, because that's not what it sounds like. Okay. Cool beans. To me, it does seem like you're holding on to something. Like it really does. And I'm gonna help you out real quick, okay? Okay. Apparently I don't know how to shuffle. All right. So your energy and what's going on. Oh, you're doing good. You're not doing so bad. Worries, what's holding back. That's what it is. Okay. So, Copians, I did pick up some cards for you. And already what I'm seeing is that there is something in you that is saying that you're not completely satisfied. Okay. And it is like this belief. I'm not saying that you believe it all the time. Okay. Not all the time. I'm just saying it's a stuck point within you. Okay. That has been challenging you for actually quite some time. And you're you're trying to think outside the box. I think that's why you keep thinking it's like other people that bring it out of you, or that it's, probably them, but no, because I'm being shown that it's you. And what they're showing me is that this is incorporating new things to happen. Like, trust me, you let this out, like you actually just have a baller time. I can guarantee you that it will stop. Like, it will stop. And my thought process is, well, hun, okay, you got to think. Whenever you're with friends and family, you feel comfortable. Therefore, you don't. How do you say? Whenever you have a support system, you feel stronger. Okay. Therefore, there's like nothing to worry about. Whenever you're with like strangers, there's that continuously want to shield, continuously want to protect, but you don't need to. And quite honestly, with strangers, I think you're more able to connect to them than you are your own friends at this time. But I think this is just because an energy shift that you're going through. And I'm telling you, this will stop as soon as you ugly girl cry. I am telling you. And that's exactly what they're showing me. Like, point blank, this is like the storyline that they're giving me. Okay. And this is because another ability of yours is coming in. It is coming in, like, and it'll how do I say this? It'll go from like 0 to 60 within a week, if not sooner. No, 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 not to them, just in general. Okay, you don't have to understand what is trying to come out. You just have to do it. Okay, so let's just say, you take advantage of whenever it starts to get triggered. Okay, excuse yourself and then go do it, go ugly or cry. You don't have to ugly or cry. No, no, that's not what I mean. Because there is something that is trying to come out of you, and it is going to take time to understand what it is exactly. Because even I don't understand it with my few tarot cards that I pulled for you. But whatever it is, it's been with you for quite some time. It really has. Okay. Um. What am I missing something? You said I'm weirdo. You said it's happening for decades. I didn't think about it. See, that's the thing, though. Like I said, it's just something that you've been needing to let go, huh? It really is. And no, I don't think you're weird, but completely normal. Mommy. So I'm just thinking you know each other. Cool, cool. So are there any other questions y'all have? Mm, I don't know, Michelle. That's not exactly what I'm feeling. Like, I do feel like empath ability, but it's not like ultra sensitive, like that. Because I've met people where they're too super sensitive to their empathic ability, and if someone's feeling happy, they're happy and energized and like, ah. But if someone else is sad, then No, what Cool Beans is explaining is it sounds like a trigger. It really does. And what makes me even feel more confident whenever I say that is the fact that my guides are be like, yeah, it's like it's like you. Because there are a couple times where I'm triggered and I'm like, okay, I need to let this go. I need to let this go. And like I said, it's just a stuck point. Just a stuck point. All right. So guys, do y'all have like any questions on like progressing, on how to move forward? I know I was talking about chakras a minute ago. Says serious question. Can you sense why I've been so low energy? Yes. Like right off the bat, I didn't even finish like your second sentence. I feel like somebody's eating your energy. Like seriously, I see like a little monster and it's chomping at your energy. All right. I used to be up since 3 a.m. and now struggling even with a lot of sleep. No, honey. You have a little monster. Um, okay, don't think of it as like, a demon or anything. Think of it as a very ugly troll. But it's not a troll. It's if anything, a goblin. Okay, boom. Goblin. Is that is that my daughter? No, 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 no. This is gonna be like non-spiritual. Okay. So think of like a spiritual attack, okay? Because you gotta understand, spirits do exist. There are many different types of spirits. Some are just chilling around, others are, giving positive energy, others are, playing tricks on other people. Some will drain other people's energy because, you know, they were drained of energy and they're trying to still seek life. Okay, but to me, you are being spiritually attacked. Okay, this is not sincerely anything you have done, but you got to understand that when other people are around you, they actually feel like they're under a fog. Okay, and that's because your energy doesn't know what to do. Like it's just stagnant. And because something is chopping at its source, it's just creating darkness. So it's like anytime this thing bites into your energy, it makes it gray and nasty and toxic. So you actually drain other people on accident. Okay, I'm telling you, you are not doing this on purpose. But what needs to happen is that you have to cleanse and cut. Okay, means cut the cord with this thing because it's been eating at you for a little bit. It has. And if you don't, its appetite will get bigger. Okay, and then pretty soon you'll be feeling like really, really sloppy. Even if you eat well, exercise, uh, I don't know, do a cleansing bath. I don't know. It'll be hard to get rid of. Okay, so how do you get monsters like that attached to you? Okay, so sometimes they don't become attached. Sometimes they just kind of hang around and go searching. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Okay, some do seek out individuals that are either weak, which is like low vibration, or B, they're of too high vibration. Okay. And it's just like, how, a healer will always be seeked and be searched for by those that need healing. Okay. Think of it like that. These things just want energy. They want to live. They want to thrive. But like I said, there are a million ways to get them. So like, it's not just one. Is knowing how to get rid of them and knowing how to identify them that is going to be more important because not just low vibrational people get them. No, it's high vibration too. They just think, hey, high vibration, oh, they won't notice if I'm eating. Oh, but it's harder for them to eat. It's just like having a gourmet meal, but chefs only put like little portions on a plate. Whereas, they can feast at a buffet, a cheap buffet at low vibrational energy, and that's going to be like the best analogy that I can give you. Okay. Um, like I said, sometimes it's tricky because you can do everything right in the book and they'll still come. Okay, but best ways to, like, of course, like, keep it from happening is, of course, cleanse yourself, cleanse your area, cleanse all your loved ones, protect and shield. But like I said, it only goes so far. Okay. And it'll be interesting because when you're attacked, because like one day you're feeling great, like you're just feeling great, and the next, boom, you're just feeling crappy, and there's like no reason for it, like none. And then it takes anywhere between like 24 to 78 hours to even get back on the horse and feeling normal and back to your 100%. Like, trust me, it's happened to me before, and I was doing everything right. It's just sometimes whenever you're preparing to be, kind of attacked by something big, you forget the small fries. All right, hold on. Let me start reading comments. Oh, it says, no, 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 you are not tripping, honey. No, you are not. You got to kick that little guy to the curb, okay? He ain't big, he ain't bad, he ain't nothing, okay? Trust me, you just got to get rid of him. So how does she cut the cord effectively? Curious. Oh, come on, Michelle. Give me something hard. No, okay. So, easiest and effective way is boom. If I were you, I will do some cleansing first on yourself, and then you cut the cord just like energy exchange, energy manipulation, or even Reiki healing. Okay. Whatever you want to call it, it's the exact same thing. All right. Trust me, energy works. Okay. So if you don't believe in energy work, hey, you better start researching. Maybe you should become a victim of its uh, miracle side effects. Okay. Trust me, energy healing is what's going to, cut those cords, and then, put up that shield, protection spear, cleanse that way, but also cleanse physically. Because as soon as you get rid of it, it's gonna try to be like bacteria. It's gonna try to get back into that space again. No, 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 no. You, like I said, you want to cleanse like before you do it. So it aggravates it, and you want this guy, you want negative energy aggravated, because then it begins to fight, and you want it fight so it can be easier to take out and scoop out. Okay. Hello, honey. That's why, if you're talking about an awakening, come on, there is no better energy than when someone comes into awakening. Okay, that is when you're most prone to attack. Come on, no, no, no. Trust me, that means you're doing a little too well. Okay, you're testing the fate, and they don't like that. They don't want you too high. All right, that's gonna be the one thing that you guys have to understand. If you're going too high, they're gonna try to bring you down. Okay, they need you of lower vibration. That way, it's easier to get batches and batches and batches of energy at a time. Because if you start raising, like I said, it's like a gourmet meal. It's harder to get because it's more pricey to get. Because it's like having to it's kind of like burning towards the light. But at least it's I don't know, it's good once they get it. It's, I guess, it's more potent for them to eat. And remember, guys, I'm just talking about energy. Okay, so yeah, Michelle, go ahead. Clean. Like a clean home actually inspires energy and natural energy flow. Okay. Actually, yes, that's what they are. Like lingering little monsters. Um, Looking, yes. Looking, stalking. Some of them are just there to stay and make home with your energy because they just want to feast whenever they want. Others are just passerbyers, That's why it's so quick to, when they hit you, and then boom, they're gone. Okay. It says also don't forget to seal your doorways and windows after you cleanse. Yeah, it's always good. Always. You need my Reiki. Yes. I'm telling you. Like I work with a group of ladies and we're gonna try this new thing out where we do Reiki live. Okay. So if you follow my page, I can link you to our sessions that we're going to do in the future, and definitely we'll give you little samples of Reiki, and then if you want an overall cleansing, protection, shielding, and just an alignment of health, then we can book a session, we can make it happen. And guess what, it's not just me working with you, it's going to be up to like 3 or 5 other ladies that's going to help. Okay, so the more the merrier, the more concentrated, the more we can like fix you, try to unblock you. Okay, but remember, it's all in the works. Okay, so be patient about that. Give me something hard. I'm working on my awakening still. No, Michelle, it's a process, okay? It's not like a sprint. You can't go from, start to finish in like 20 seconds. No. It's a marathon over several, I don't know, weeks, months, years, decades, okay? Trust me, it's ever growing, ever changing. That's the goal. So we know about monster charms by intuition and unexplained fatigue. Okay, how's that a question? So we know about attachments by intuition and unexplained fatigue. Hold on, honey. I'm not getting your question. I'm really not. Maybe it's because I need to go lower. Makes sense. I was really going into my face, and all of a sudden I lost interest. Ooh, no, bad. Mimi, no. What are you doing? That is bad. Don't do that. No. You can't lose interest. Trust me, the struggle is real, but it's worth it. Okay, because not only are you growing spiritually, you're going to grow as an individual, because there are certain that you need to let go, thrive, and guess what, new things are coming, whether it's people, beliefs, principles, morals, um I don't know, hygiene practices. And I don't mean, hey, you got bad hygiene. I'm just saying maybe you're going to start incorporating more Epsom salt cleansing baths. I know I sure did. Now every time I have a bath, it's like wonderful. It's like a whole like little spa session. And guess what? It has many effects. Okay, so it says my energy is drained to people who are unconsciously attached and draining my house. They're not woke. Yeah, okay. So what means what is gonna have to happen is you're gonna have to actually routinely cleanse. Okay? Because it's hard. It is hard dealing with people that are not awakened as well. So it's like you highly have to like focus on yourself, your needs, okay? And what I mean by that is you need to keep on growing. You need to keep on raising your vibration. And if it, makes others mad, it's working, okay? And that's why it's so important for you to let go, things that don't matter anymore. And it's easier said than done. Okay, like for example, there are a lot of things that I have stuck points with. I'm like, okay, well, life isn't supposed to do this. People aren't supposed to do this. Um, I had like too high expectations of myself. And as I was going through my awakening, I realized my expectations can't be this high. When my expectations from like all of society are down here. Okay. So it's kind of like, I had to like keep showing self compassion until I'm like down here. Okay. So it is about, self care, compassion, and growth. When you raise your vibrations, it will help tremendously. Not everybody has to follow the same concepts. Not everybody has to be woke, but they can have the ability and the will to have at least a positive attitude. because that's all you need in a household is positive attitude. And guess what? It helps tremendously within a home, even if it's, you and roommates, like energy is everything, and attitude invokes that positive energy or negative energy. It's like you are a creation, you are a creator and manifestor of what you want, of what you will. Okay. Reading. Hope my weekly house clean keeps them away. That's scary. Okay, cool beans. It's not as scary as it sounds. Okay, like, cause you know when they're around. It's kind of horrible when it happens. This is when like people have like tension headaches or sinus headaches out of nowhere, and even medication doesn't help. Those are an attack, because you can try to reason away, hey, I have a sinus headache. But whenever I take sinus medication, it doesn't work. And it's because they're attacking your chakras. And that's because they're delicious. People want energy. Again, people are going to flock to other people that have good energy, good vibes. It's going to be the same concept, except, more spiritual warfare where you can't see it. You can only feel it. Just cool. Okay. Okay. I think we know we will know if monsters are attached to us by intuition and feeling drained. Sometimes. Okay, so most times what because I'm just gonna call them like energy vampires because there are just so many levels of them. Some of them like to eat away at you like little by little so that you don't notice them. Okay? And that's what they want. They don't want you to notice. So it'll be easier if you get scanned by someone. So with someone that knows how to do like auras or chakra scans, it is so much better if you get scanned because they can see that. But make sure you ask them what to look for. Because if you're saying, hey, look at my chakras, well, guess what? I'm only going to look at your chakras. And you're gonna be like, okay, look at my chakras and be like, is there any like attachments or anything I can do? And I'll scan. Be like, oh, okay, it's affecting this chakra. It means you have these symptoms, and so on and so forth. Okay, and trust me, it's that easy. So sometimes you can't feel it, you can't see it, especially if you're the victim. Like for instance, like the last time that I was eaten by a little goblin thing, it was attacking, my third eye, and I was like, holy crap, what's going on? And I kept scanning, for like evil spirits everywhere, and like nothing showed up on my radar, because evil spirits, they inflict a lot of damage. Not only do they like cause nightmares, but they can, of course, cause like flashbacks or paranoia or kind of like overeating or undereating, just because they make you feel anxious, so your body responds and you respond with not knowing exactly what's going on. So I'm over here setting up for the big dogs, to attack me when I'm not even being prepared for something, so small. And like I said, it took another reader to scan me and be like, oh, that's what's going on. There's a little guy up there. And I'm like, boom, that's it. So I'm like, look, give me some energy work. And just like that, it was gone. As quick as it came, it left like that. Telling you, 5 minutes of her just doing energy. I was good. I was set. Like it did take me 48 hours to get to 100%, but I wasn't in pain anymore, because I'm telling you, this was starting to become like a tension headache to a migraine. That's how bad it was. And it's because he's a deadly little thing. Okay, so it says, guess I didn't start going to my community at church, and that was my only meditation time. Honey, understand meditation time is what you make of it. Okay, even if you listen to vibrational music when you go to sleep, trust me, your body will relax and it will meditate. You know, you can become in a trance by yourself. Meditation does not only happen at church, it can happen within your home. All you need is, 1, 2 minutes of your time to where you just sit there and you just release, like just release. If it helps to like listen to audio of someone, telling you to like envision certain environments, do that. I know for me, my best meditation technique is not going to be, going to a facility outside of me. In fact, I like to meditate, like I said, in my bath is my sanctuary, for cleansing, help, and just me time because it helps me tremendously. And everybody in my household knows that if I'm in a bath, leave me alone. Like that is me time. That is definitely me time. And sometimes I'm actually, watching YouTube videos. So like I like prop up my laptop on the toilet and I'm just like watching YouTube videos and I'm just, not thinking about anything. And that's okay. Other times you could just be, looking into the water. Whatever makes you feel okay. You can be outside just walking around. You don't have to be thinking about anything. You don't have to have any particular purpose. It can just happen. Okay? So don't think, like I said, a facility is not always the case. It's very hard for some of us. I know for me, it's like I have to actually work at it. I know within my community, they do what's called a sound immersion. They do play like a whole bunch of like different little instruments, anywhere between like a triangle, and they play like gongs, and you can just because of how big the gongs are, you can feel the waves of it, the vibration of it, and not only is that naturally cleansing, it's another meditation tool. So even if by a little one, bang on it, just try to listen to that energy flow, okay? Or try to feel it. It's going to be the same thing with like a singing bowl or a sound bowl, however you say it. You just feel, and try to have that purpose of, okay, feel, hear vibrations, because vibrations is going to help people a lot. Okay. When you have the urge to shuffle decks daily. Yes, Colvin. Yes, 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 yes. All right, you just asked when you have the urge to shuffle decks daily, but don't do it. Is that guides or intuition driving us? No, that is guides. Straight up, that is guides. Okay, so let me tell you the difference between like guides and intuition. Intuition is going to give you information. Intuition is going to be that gut instinct. So it's going to be, kind of like the live or die situation, but it's also going to be with like other situations. Like, let's just say you have a best friend and they're just like, hey, let's go to the club tonight. And, something within you is like saying, don't do it. It's trouble. Something bad's going to happen. That is your gut telling you, don't do it. That's intuition, honey. That's intuition. But sometimes it's your eyes telling you not to do it. But whenever you're being led to do something, that is definitely your guides, like full on, full way. Okay, that are ringing bells, so if you hear like ringing or like static in your ears, that's them trying to call out to you, be like, hey, listen to me, you know so yes, that the reason they want you to shuffle decks is because you are supposed to be messing with tarot decks. Sorry, honey, gonna happen. And if it's not tarot, then it's oracle. You're gonna have to do it, okay? You have to, okay? And if you don't, they're going to start guilt tripping you. So I don't know if you are starting to feel the guilt of, not doing it, even just to shuffle, not even to read, just to shuffle, then guess what? It's going to escalate because first it's the urge, then it's guilt, and then there's punishment. Okay, so our guys do like to punish us a little bit. So what they like to do is like whenever we're not doing what we're meant to do, they'll make us feel sick. Sometimes it's just feeling nauseated. Other times it's like aches, hot, cold flashes. Other times it's just feeling fatigued. Um, for example, like if they're telling you, hey, don't go apply at this job, they'll make everything go wrong before you get to that interview. Like, you run out of gas, so you're almost late. Okay, then you have engine problems, even though it's a brand new engine, brand new vehicle. Like, you shouldn't be having engine problems. And then you like spill coffee all over your professional outfit, so now you look like crap. So not only are you like running late, your your vehicle is frustrating you because you're just like, okay, what's going on? And that's because you're not listening to your guys. Trust me, the signs get bigger, bigger, and bigger until they're just too apparent that they're like right there in your face, and you have to face them. All right, I'm gonna read and stop lecturing. Music kills negativity. Yes, 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 it does. Trust me, it does. It works. Trust me, it does. Um, I say lavender salt this morning. So yeah, I need a bath. Like I took a shower this morning, but now that I'm talking about baths, I want a bath now. See, I think I need a cleanse now, just because we keep talking about baths. Okay, been filling these shuffle cards for months. Amy, oh, your guides. Ooh, I mean, they're throwing signs, honey. How many more do you need? Huh? Do you need people to keep like handing you even a normal deck of cards out of nowhere? Like, whoa, what will it take for you to actually do it? Huh? All right, do you guys want us to shuffle to give us a message or want us to practice? Yes. Typically it is to start practicing. Um, Rarely do they tell you to do it for yourself, and it's because it's so hard to read for yourself. But sometimes they will do it. They're just like, hey, get some cards. That's your message for today. Or that's the message you need to take in. Like I know for me, it's not like it's rare that they tell me, hey, pull some cards for yourself. And it's because we're supposed to be, in a community together, where we help one another, where we navigate each other, where we lend, a hand when necessary. Because even this little bit of information is going to help you tremendously, in the long run. Okay, believe it or not. And, it could reestablish, your growth. It can reestablish, what your expectations should be, your next goal. You know, anything could happen. That's why they keep giving you the information. So, guess what? I am used as one of those tools of saying, hey, if listen to your guides, they're there, they're saying stuff. So, step up your game and do what they say. Trust me, it's not ever going to be bad. You're not ever going to be led in the wrong direction. All right. Let me see. I took my cards out. Down her cards to remove. That's a step. It is a step. Okay, I will give you that, Mimi. It is definitely a step. Definitely proud of you. Uh-oh, Michelle's about to give out some readings, guys. Y'all better watch out. God, I didn't realize it. Aw, cool beans, I'm telling you. Um, to me, guides are kind of like Catholics. They like to install that guilt factor, but at least with your guides, you're always going to be set up for success. It is always going to be about your personal growth. Okay? Like, trust me, if they tell you to do something, it's because they know where you're supposed to be and how to get where you want to go. Okay? Because sometimes we get so fixated on, hey, I need to do this and stay on this course of action and only do this. If I detour anywhere else, I won't get to where I need to be. Some people get fixated on that. whenever your guys are just like, that's like the long way. What about a shortcut? Or what about like a more endearing path, you know? Because they do love to challenge us. Like, believe it or not, trust me, you will be challenged, whether it's ego or just as a test. It's fun. Trust me, they like to play fun and games. And I don't know, it's like you begin to have a playful, open mind about it as you get to know your guides. Okay. Hold on, let me see. Mimi, I'm so sorry, hon. That sounds horrible. Yeah. So I'm gonna warn you about this, Mimi. Anytime that we are not listening to our guides and it's time for us to stop, take a break and listen. Because we as people, we like to busy ourselves. We like to throw as much things on our plate and be like, okay, nothing else matters except these things because they need to be done. They need to be done like right now. They will tell us, no, no, no. Like you should be adding this to your plate and trying to take this off. And whenever you're not listening, they, like I said, punishments happen. And sometimes on purpose, they will allow these energy creatures to eat at you so that you can take that break. And that is your chance to get clarity. So anytime that happens, you're just like, okay, why is this happening? And guess what? They'll actually give you the answer like that. And you probably won't believe it. You think that you're hallucinating, and it's not that. It's they're really trying to make you grow, make you understand what's going on and what's happening. Okay. uh, what's an earth energy shift? Felt that the other day. Okay, so there are many different kinds of shifts. Okay. And I like energy shifts because that means you're going into a higher plane, or it could just mean that you're going to a different plane. For example, think about like the planetary alignment in astrology. Okay, you get all these retrogrades. Each retrograde brings about different principles, different lessons, like different opportunities in order to either like let go better or change, slow down, speed up, all these changes during these certain retrogrades. Just like Mercury retrograde, everybody talks about it and everybody hates it. Mercury is like the worst. But whenever you're going through like an energy shift, like you are literally changing like 180. Okay, so let's just say, you're very content with life. Okay, when you're content, you're kind of like in that middle ground. You're just like, okay, it'll be awesome if things go up, but it's okay if they don't. And if they go down, you're just you really don't want that. You rather just be content than anything. Well, whenever you have an energy shift, you can literally shift from like good to way way bad, or way way bad into a very positive direction. You know, and that could be as simple as an attitude adjustment, or it could just be what's expected, just like cycles. You'll realize that when you're stuck in a cycle that is non-ending but ever so existing, you'll notice that when it is time to end it, things become critical. Things become dramatic and intensify. So whether it's like a fight with yourself, others, or not being able to get things done because like so many delays, coming your way, it's because there's an energy shift. There is something that you need to do differently than the time before so that the energy can finally end there and begin anew. Okay. Like I said, there's just so many different kinds of shifts that can happen. Same thing with, the earth. You got to think, climate change, it happens. But there are times where, like, depending on your location, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. It really is. Because to me, an earth energy shifts, meaning like you can feel like an entire climate just shift, like on its axis kind of thing. It's kind of like the rain before the storm, or the silence before a tornado kind of thing. It's like that warning shot. So like I said, it can be many, many different things. All right. I think my guys are trying to bribe me $100, and my urge to read cards has been more. Yeah, probably with that $100. I mean, I'm telling you, reward. I really do think that's what's happening. But also, you might have to understand that even though they want you to, follow their lead, understand that that might have just been a blessing as well. Finding that $100. And that's the thing. Okay, Mimi, there are several ways you can pay it forward. One is to read for other people. Trust me, reading does heal others, it helps them, it makes them progress if they are willing, like willing to change, willing to let go. And that's going to be like the hardest things for people to do. But having another reader means having another healer, because reading, that's what it leads to. And then once you start reading and then you start messing with energy work, you become a healer, like a legit, in many ways, not just that one. Oh, why are there so many? Okay, so let's keep going. Parsley says, will you eventually hear guides with practice? Nope. No. There have been people that have never heard their guides before. Okay, but it doesn't mean that let me put it this way. Not everybody carries the same gifts to an exact T. Okay, me, I'm a visionary. Okay, so in other words, I'm more prone to have either like images or videos played out in my head of what a reading should be versus like a super empath, or I don't know, maybe a super medium. Okay, so the difference is being, like I said, I have more intuitive and psychic ability. So psychic ability allows me to see, visions. Intuitive ability is that connection either through my higher self or my guides in order to gain information. And that's what they do. Empathic ability, of course, is going to be, that feeling state. It doesn't mean that only one person has one ability. No. In fact, just because you're like, super sensitive and empathic doesn't mean you can't be a visionary either, aka psychic. It just means you're not going to be doing a lot of psychic on your journey. Okay, just like with me, I'm not going to do a whole lot of empathic. I am an intuitive. So in other words, I'm going to channel through my higher self and my guides before I'm a psychic, before I'm a medium, before I am an empath. Okay. So yes, you can title yourself all these different things, but to me, I know what I am already. And that helps me with my purpose to humanity in the long run. Okay, because I'm not exactly where I need to be, but at least I'm on my way. Okay. The best way to hear your guides is to actually talk to them. Tarot cards only go so far. So for me, what I know about, the typical connection between like tarot cards and guides is that they'll tell you what cards mean. So that's like more intuitive. In other words, it'll open more of your clairvoyance, but it's not as strong if you were just reading tarot cards. The best way, which is what I highly recommend for everybody, is going to be photo analysis. Photo analysis is looking at someone's picture and reading like their past, their present, their future, what they were like feeling at that moment, moments before that picture was taken, and moments after that picture was taken. All right, these are all key principles in order to incorporate so that you can start opening that psychic and that intuitive ability. Okay, and trust me, that is what you want, because then you'll start, hearing words, and then you'll start hearing like phrases, and then you'll just start knowing what your guides are mocking you about, because trust me, your guides mock you. They're funny, they're sarcastic, they're just like people. Think of, a regular person. Whenever you're trying to help somebody and they're not listening to you, you get a bit annoyed, you get a little frustrated. And then other times you're like kind of like lay back and be like, they'll learn. And then they make fun of you. That's how it happens. I know for me, I did start, um, I started with mediumship. So they were in my ear just telling me what to say. And I was like, okay, I'm a crazy lady, with a voice in my head that just tells me what to say. And they're just like, yeah, do it. So I did. And, my readings were, on point. And I was like, okay, guys, just because I'm a beginner does not mean you have to like sugarcoat stuff. Don't be behind the bush. Tell me how I did, like truly did. And, I'm over here getting clients where, first time clients, I'm telling you, they're going to be like, no, you did wonderful. Like, you did great. And I was like, all right, cool. My guides are awesome. Thanks. You tell my face. Um, and that's where the trust comes from, because you do have to kind of like go in blind faith, because as they as you begin to progress on your journey, they'll begin to again test you and challenge you. They'll they'll either become like radio silent, or they'll give you a test where you think you just can't do it and you're just like, no, this is not possible, I shouldn't. For example, like one of my tests was, hey, quit your job. I did. And yes, it was a little struggle, but I had all the time in the world that I could to get better at my gifts, to help more people. And that's exactly what happened. Even now I'm asking them, can I get a job? And they're just like, we don't really want you with a job right now. I was like, but why not? Like, I need a job. Extra income is great. At least it'll be guaranteed extra income and I know what's coming in, rather than, like, having like stagnant money, coming at different times, it's it's very crucial, okay? Because if you begin to question them too much, they'll give you a break, because then they'll think that things are overwhelming, okay? Let me start reading. Sorry, guys. It says, okay. Michelle threw. I knew Michelle was gonna read. Ooh, y'all are victims of Michelle. Sorry, guys. Maybe can't be ignoring. Oh, Michelle's giving readings. Okay, Zach. How and where did you practice your gifts? Oh, okay. How? I actually practice on Facebook groups. So one of the first groups that I've ever joined, um, I was led to join. They were just like, "Oh, you should join a psychic group." I'm like, "No, that's crazy." And then it was that day they're just like, "Oh, you should advertise to do mediumship." But I'm like, "Oh, I've never done mediumship. What are you talking about?" They're just like, "Do it." So I did it. And then they said like advertise, because in that group you can practice reading just on the wall for free. And that's where I started. That's how I started. And I started practicing more and more, because they were just leading me. Like they straight on led me on what to do. They're just like, hey, do this, read for this person, do this. And I was just doing it like, a little robot, like a little lost puppy. I just did it. And I realized that, like I said, they're not going to lead me astray. Like they're not. They're doing it all because of my personal growth. And whenever they told me, hey, you're ready to read tarot cards, because I only read intuitively, which means I don't need a deck of cards. If you say, hey, give me a general reading, I'm going to give it to you. It makes it easier whenever I'm lazy to just get out a deck of cards and be like, okay, there you go. There's a reading for a deck of cards. I didn't start with cards. I didn't start with a pendulum. They just said, hey, just straight out read, because that's what you're going to be doing your entire career, kind of thing. So that's what I did. So I actually learned intuitive reading before I even learned tarot cards. And whenever I started learning tarot cards, that's when they already warned me that I'm going to have to go live soon. And I was like, no, I don't even know all of the tarot cards. I'm not going live when I don't even have a backup plan. When I'm even camera shy. And they're like, you're going to do it. Like, you're going to do it. So I finally became approved in that exact group that I started doing mediumship, like free mediumship. And then I did my first live in there. I was completely nervous, but according to everybody else, I faked it until I made it, and I made it. All right, how do you remove doubt in divination? That's easy. You have to be confident. All right. Because trust me, when it comes to divination tools or even like your own ability, you have to get rid of doubt. Whenever you live in doubt, I can guarantee you that 9 times out of 10, your reading is going to be inaccurate. And it's because you're going to say the thing that makes more sense rather than what it should have been. Okay. If you live in fear, not gonna happen. And this is something that I had to keep teaching to my students is, hey, you have to say the first thing that comes to mind. Okay. And like one thing I did was I made sure like me and my student were connected, like highly connected. And I would tell her, hey, guess what number I wrote, from I think I said like 1 to 50 or 1 to 100. I can't remember. I think it was 1 to 50 though. And I tested her 3 times. She got it right all 3 times. And then I was like, okay. And then I upscaled it, you know. And again, she would get them right on the money. And it's just like you have to say the first thing that comes to mind. Because if you doubt it, guess what? You're already wrong. Okay. When you first come to saying discover. Ooh. Go Michelle. Awesome. Ooh, no, no, no. Cool means no, no, no. No such thing. There is no such thing. Everybody is unique. You have to find your own right technique. All right. So there are some readers that they get the deck, you know, and they shuffle it like a regular deck of cards, like, you know. Other times I have seen readers like legit, they just go like this and they're just like, oh, this feels good. That feels good, and that feels good. All right. Other readers, they do what I do, which is, let me show you with the cards I can get. They shuffle like this. Shuffle, 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 then they pop out. I like for whenever they pop out, but sometimes Spirit says, hey, pick the 6th one from the bottom of the deck. Pick the 11th one from the top of the deck. And I'm like, you guys are so complicated. Why are you doing this to me? So, and it's because they like to have fun. They like to think that they're reading too. Other times, like legit, I have seen readers like, I don't know, like they go like this. I don't know how they I don't know, they literally, I don't know how they do it, but they do it like really quickly, like this, like, from one hand to the other, and then I don't know, it's kind of crazy how they do it, but they do it fast. You have to find your own technique. You have to find what works for you. Okay, and then you stick by it. Okay, so with me, I have little hands. I don't know if you can see that, but pretty standard deck, and it's too long for me. So with standard cards, if I work on it, I can shuffle normally. But I ain't gonna do that because it's too hard. It's too much work. So there you go. I get cards from the middle, slide, 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 slide. And again, slide, 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 slide until one pops up. And ta-da! But like I said, it's all gonna be up to you and how you do it, okay? I guess you're shuffling until it flies fine and sure. I mean, and then you can make that your own standard. Like if you talk to your guys and be like, look, our policy between me and y'all is going to be, I'm going to keep shuffling until something pops out. Okay, You talk to your guides about that. All right, you talk to your guides. Because trust me, there are some cards that are like, yay, big. And sometimes that whole, hey, pick a card is going to be the only thing you can do. Think of different ways you can communicate with your guides and guides. My goddess guides me. Thank you so much, Priscilla. You're in there. Yes, she is, even though she doesn't practice that much. Some people. See, yeah, Michelle's a pull a card reader. Kobe, I'm telling you, you can't overthink it. Like, if you're saying, hey, I want this to be my way, then you make sure it's your way, okay? I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. I am going to tell you why. Okay, there are only 2 reasons why your pendulum will not work for you. One is you might not be ready for a pendulum, honey. It might not be your time to be playing with pendulums. Or 2, you have not programmed your pendulum. I'm going to show you why. What did I just do? I've been playing with my pendulum like the entire time and I just lost it. Okay. So understand when it comes to you and your guides, you got to talk it out. You got to communicate with them. And you don't have to hear a word they say. You just got to know the signal. So let me show you. You said, but pendulums? No, they're not. No. Because pendulums are brats, okay? Well, some cards are brats too, but understand cards can give you more definitions. You know, they can give you more answers. A pendulum is yes, no, maybe, and probably invalid, just depending on how it's programmed. So, and I program my pendulum a certain way. So when I program my pendulum to, if it goes, this and this way, typically that means no, right? No, when it goes like this and like this, it means yes. Forward and back is no. When it goes clockwise, it means either invalid question, like in other words, your question is irrelevant, or B, it needs to be rephrased. I feel which one it is. When it goes the other way, it means, which is counterclockwise, it means maybe, okay? And then for like pregnancy readings for like gender, if it goes clockwise, it's a boy. If it goes counterclockwise, it's a girl. And just to validate, of course, I ask, okay, pendulum, are you saying it's a boy? And it'll tell me yes or no. Okay, that is so easy. No. You can't do that. Cool beans. You, like I said, this is between you and your guides. You can use a mat all day long. And just because the mat says, hey, go this in this direction and this, your guides don't follow those rules. Trust me. I tried that and it doesn't work. That's why it's so important that you talk to your guides. Be like, okay, guides, show me yes. So, right, guys, you can show me yes. Guess what? It's going like this. All right, guys, can you show me no? Show me your version of no and what I should know as no. There you go. See, forward and back. Okay. It's not going to be enough to go by standard procedure of what a pendulum mat says. Okay. I'm telling you, it's going to be personalized for you. It's going to be personalized for me. Sometimes people can use those mats and it'd be okay. How about dowsing rods? It's going to be the same thing, honey. You're gonna have to know your own programming. I'm telling you, it is going to be the same thing. It really is. Because you got to think of pendulums and dowsing rods as kind of the same thing. And nothing is going to be written in stone unless you communicate to your guides of how things are going to be. Just like whenever I give tarot readings, sometimes they give me a card and be like, okay, this means this, not what the card meaning is from the book. Like legit, they'll actually, show me a queen, right? Or they'll show me a king. And typically, the king, he's a boss. No, that literally means like masculine energy. They'll just say masculine energy and I already know what that means, which means a person needs to be assertive. They need to be in their power and they have to be demanding. And that's, like I said, this is communication between me and my guides where, because I think of a man as being, strong. You think of a female as being, nurturing. So it's going to be those things. Where is it? Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I'm going to pick y'all up for a little bit. Hopefully y'all don't get dizzy. There you are, baby. There you are. There you are. Speaking of the devil. Okay, so we're going to the next one because I kind of went. It says they give me false crap all the time. Family just always mess with me, and so right. Yeah, so even if you're trying to use a pendulum, like if you realize that the answers don't resonate, they just feel wrong, it's probably because it's not the time for you to use it until your guides say, okay, now you can use it. Because there are a couple times where I'm like, okay, I want to do a pendulum. I want to do a pendulum. And they're just like, no, no. Anytime you do a pendulum now, it's going to feel wrong. Everything's just going to feel wrong, even if it's the right answer. And I'm like, oh, you're such jerks. Can I just do it? They're like, nope, no, no, no. All right, so I'd rather do Chris right now. You see, look at Michelle having way different answers from me. You see? Do you believe in crystal ball readers? I don't know, Cool Beans. What do you think? So, of course, this is not the typical crystal ball. It is just a sphere, but it can be used as a crystal ball. And do I believe in crystal ball readers? Yes. You know why? Because any divination tool is just that. You can do anything with anything and make a divination tool out of it. Just like tea leaves. You read it intuitively. Just like cards, you can read it intuitively. But even though cards usually have meanings. Same thing with like candle work. People will literally, burn a candle and be like, okay, what do y'all see? What does this mean? And it's going to be the same thing. Scrying is going to be the same thing. And if you're wondering what that is, it's going to be, having what is scrying again? Having a black mirror or looking in a mirror in a very, very dark room. Okay. And like I said, you're using the same ability. It's either you're channeling through your guides or you're using intuitive ability. It's all the same. It's just a matter of what tool you're using. So typically whenever they give you information on a crystal ball, they're going to tell you, hey, here's the ball. All you're doing is you're looking at the ball and you're kind of like gazing at the curvature and you're fixated on so much that you're asking like a certain question or a certain principle. With a clear crystal ball, you're trying to look right through it, but with a normal ball, this is going to be a black moonstone. You're, like I said, you're looking at the curvature, and what you're doing is you're asking, okay, what should this person know? Okay, like for Michelle, I just keep seeing the color green, which means that she's gonna have to work a lot on her heart chakra in order to develop, to grow, and so on and so forth. Okay, for you, Cool Beans, I see that you need to work on your third eye and your root chakra. Okay, those are things that you need to incorporate and fix so that you can actually feel more stable as a person and feel more confident as a person. Because without a root chakra, which means going to be your foundation and your security basis, you're always going to be iffy. You're going to be indecisive about things. That's where that doubt factor comes in whenever you start to make decisions in daily life. And it doesn't just affect spiritual ability, it's going to affect your overall ability. Okay, honey, go ahead. I am showing you my ball. You want to read it? Read it. Okay, but it's that simple, guys. You can turn anything into a tool. For example, I took my necklace off for a client because I couldn't find my pendulum. Guess what? A homemade pendulum. It is not an ideal pendulum because it's off-centered. But guess what? It's still programmed the same way. You know why? Because me and my guys, we have that understanding. Watch it. I'm going to try to stabilize my arm as much as possible so you guys can see, okay? Like I said, I'm trying to stabilize, but I'm on a pillow right now. So here, I'm gonna lower it a little bit so y'all can actually see. Maybe that'll work. All right, guys. No. Show them my version of yes, please. Remember, guys, forward and back. They're trying. There you go. You see? And I know it probably looks like it's going in circles your way, but it's because, like I said, it's unbalanced. That's why they say use pendulums. And again, I lost mine. Gone forever, but it's okay. I have like 6 more across the way. I just don't feel like getting up. So, first of all, readers. Okay, yes. By the way, all tonight. Never looked at the book. Go, Michelle. Michelle, feel free to use mine. You know, I will be seeing you Friday anyway. So, Quilting said I brought my first tarot deck. I only have bought Oracle, and there isn't a guidebook on what cards mean. So I'm on my own intuition. Okay, well, the best way to do that is look up the cards anyway, and kind of like summarize it in your own words what each card means so that you can add both intuition and real meaning, and then you'll get like a bigger clarity picture whenever you start doing your readings. Okay, because like again, like whenever I read tarot cards, sometimes my guides are just like, okay, you can use this little bit of what the tarot card means, but you still got to use intuition, honey. So that's what happens. That's what I do. And I think I'm talking too much. At least y'all get to take breaks and not talk. Just got to type away. Enter. Enter. Sounds like a good dream, Mimi. Sounds like a good dream about crystal balls. Interesting one. How do you see in those balls? Okay. Like I said, typically, with the clear one, which is going to be clear quartz, or maybe a light rose quartz. Okay, there are different. There are a lot of clear yet colored crystals. You want to like look into it, but like I said, whenever you have like a dark color one, so just pretend this is all black. You want to look at the curvature, just so that you can have a fixated point, and that's when you ask your questions. Like me, I just ask for general, like give me a general. So I look at it, I fixate, but my answers will always come more smoothly, more fluidly, because I've been practicing, guys. I'm already connected to my higher self and my guides, so it is always going to be your goal to be where I'm at, okay? And that is possible. Trust me, it is definitely possible. Okay, so you can see anything. So anything that a tarot deck can tell you, any question that a client asks you, guess what? You can see it here because it's all intuitively, okay? Then tea leaves are messy. Yeah, they can be messy, hun. It says I've heard scrying can bring in evil like Portal and Ouija. I would say they can, but it's all about knowing what you're doing. If you know how to protect, if you know how to shield, you know how to bind, you know how to end sessions, guess what? You're protected. It's protected, and it's all about the intentions you have whenever scrying, okay? So you got to know what you're doing. I feel comfortable with scrying, but I do not feel comfortable using a Ouija board. And I think it's because of the whole principle of using an Ouija board was a concept used by someone that didn't know what the hell they're doing. And that's why it's too easy of a portal from there to here. Okay. Like, I don't know. It feels wrong to me. And this is where, again, you go with what your guides say. Don't ever take my word for it. Okay. You, like, if I say something and it resonates, be like, okay, boom, she's speaking the gospel of what I should be listening to. Other times you're just like, that doesn't sound right, Luna. And you just kind of like want more clarity, is because it's either A, don't listen to me because your guys don't want you to have the information right now, or it's the wrong information, or they want you to like know more information about it. Okay. That didn't sound right. Okay. I need some clarity on what, because remember, guys, it takes me a while to go through y'all's comments. Doesn't sound right. Cool bean. Only if you allow, you control things a lot of times. Again. Thank you, Cool Beans. I think talking is a whole lot faster than typing. Just saying. Yeah, like I said, what Michelle says, you gotta have faith, you gotta have trust, but you gotta know what you're doing. You can't just hope that things don't happen. It doesn't happen that way. You have to protect yourself. You have to set true intentions. Okay, so like I said, I personally wouldn't mess with a Ouija board because of just the energy that comes with it naturally. But a spirit board does feel a little different. The difference between a spirit board and a Ouija board is kind of like the concept behind it. But to me they're the same. Okay, it's just the energy feels different. I don't know. To each their own with that belief. Okay. Hold on. You want your reading? What? Uh, do it. Yes, do it. Uh, just make sure you protect and cleanse and shield. Okay. Oh, that would be nice. Yes. Yes, a lot of spirits to play with. Okay, but like I said, always protect, always cleanse, always have good intentions, and you'll be fine. Like, that sounds like a good old time to me too. So guys, is there anything else y'all would like? I don't think that's necessary. A whole 5 gallons of salt. That's a lot of salt. You know, you can always just wear crystals. That helps too. Just saying, so you're not carrying a 5 gallon bucket of salt. Hey, I'm down. Like I'm serious. I would be down for that. Ah, that would be fun. Like I haven't been to a cemetery at night in such a long time. That would be fun. And guess what? It's so easy. Get a bowl, have a water bottle, and then as soon as you get there, put them together. Well, it depends on what kind of crystal, hun. It really does. Some crystals incorporate just clarity, but they're not much for protection. Others, they like induce strength. Others, they work on your other chakras, so it depends on what you're trying to incorporate with those crystals. And no, crystals do not have to be big in order to have power behind them. Mm, Let me put it this way, Cool Beans. I firmly believe that it does not matter the size of a crystal as long as you believe in its power. Because you can actually start feeling and seeing its power. It's just like, okay, you don't have to feel a wind to see it. You know, you can't measure wind. You can measure its speed maybe, but you can't measure its velocity, you know? And regardless of whether you believe it or not, there's still going to be proof. You know, the proof is in the pudding, hun. You're going to feel crystal energy like this, you know? Like right now it's like it's mellowing me like so much. Like I I don't know, I feel so relaxed. And it's because every crystal has its own natural properties. Would I carry this around? Heck no. No, it's actually heavy. Even though it's little, it's one of those highly dense ones. So yeah. But again, the more it's kind of like a manifestation. Whenever you believe in something, it's like you add power to it. So it's like you're endorsing that crystal's own natural power and magnifying it. That's why you can't measure a radius of a crystal. Like the vibration and the energy, you can't measure it. It's unmeasurable. You know. Um. So I just said that if I took braces off for a minute, I'm going to banners. They kept it on forever. Then one day I took them off and never wore them again. Um, that's the thing though. Yes, people can become vulnerable to bad energy, but there are things that you can do to not let it happen. You know, one number one thing is going to be raise your vibration. As soon as you do that, guess what? It's going to be harder for bad energy to cling to you. No. So when it comes to not feeling their energy, it's it's because to me that's because of you. You're doing that, you're allowing that. And that's going to be one of your blockages that you have to get rid of. If you don't get rid of it, then you'll never be able to smoothly interact with energy as its true self. You know, because it does. I mean, come on, it's not bad. Like there is ways to feel energy easier and better, but it starts with you. Nothing is impossible. Like for me, with something I'm having difficulty with. I don't know. I have difficulty with patience, if anything. I know when it comes to abilities, I kind of just let it happen. You know, I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? And then they tell me to do it, and then I do it, you know? So it's kind of different for me. But for you, it's like kind of learning a new way of life. And this is definitely you, Cold Beans. You do have to learn to be a little different. And it's okay. Trust me, you want to become a new person. You want to become a different person. And then you're going to end up meeting people that are going to add to exactly what your goal is, you know? And it doesn't mean that you'll like keep these people. Like, for example, I have a friend, her name's Lisa. She and I never really talk. But when we do talk, we give each other messages and then we go like another month or two without even talking. And then when we come back after a month or two, we give each other more messages, you know, to show if we're on the right track, on the right road, or we need to stop being stubborn about something. Mostly it's me being stubborn about something, by the way. But again, that's going to be one of my stuck points. And when I stop being stubborn with stuff, guess what? More things will happen for me. And so much has already happened for me. So I can just imagine what more I can open up, you know? It says second card. Ah, just what Michelle said. Ah, new perceptions, new person. Look at you. Ah, yeah, honey, but you don't want to just believe it. Your goal right now, just saying that, should be able to feel it. So now you have to incorporate things that you do, and as that path, that walkway to feeling them. Just because you don't feel the energy and power of a crystal, because when it comes to crystals, you can both, see, know, and feel. Okay, it's dimensional. It's 3D, it's 5D, it's 8D. And when you are able to access all different parts of just that information alone, you begin to open up in different areas. So that's why, again, that is going to be one of your goals. Okay. You find more compassion. Aw, look at you. You're going to change, Colby. You're going to change. So make sure you do change, though. Do it. Do it, do it, do it. Oh, oh, no. It's okay. It's not so much learning how to. Okay, no, you're trying to jump to the finish line. Don't do that. No. Okay, so think about one of the first things I told you during this live. Number one thing you have to do is ugly girl cry. Okay, like I said, if when you have stuck points, you're not able to use certain gifts and abilities, and it's because it's stuck. Because that is an emotional stuck point that it doesn't matter where it stems from, it just needs to release. It's ready to release. That means it'll, like, as soon as you release it, it'll open up other things. Like, trust me, your empathic ability will go up at least by double. Okay. And then that's when you start learning to feel colors and then learning to feel numbers. You're going to be the hair. No, it does not work like that. The more impatient you are, the more you're going to have to wait. That is a fair warning that this guy, this one right here, had to learn. Okay. That's why I don't even worry about where, like, how am I supposed to do things. I just wonder where I'm supposed to be. I have to make myself fed when I don't feel need to. It's not that. Like I said, become triggered first. So if that means, listening to sad music, talk to your guides. Tell them, or ask them rather, hey, can you show me what I'm holding on to? Can you tell me, can you send a message by, you know, pigeon mail, a person, a love letter from a glass from the ocean? Can you send me anything to let me know what I'm holding on to? And if not, can you help me let it go? Okay, that's as easy as it gets, is just ask them for help, and the help is going to be there. Don't worry, this journey you are never going to do alone. They will be with you hand in hand the entire way. Okay, even whenever you think you're not getting answers, the answers are going to be presented to you, just not always the way you want, or not as clearly as you want. Um, okay, people start really abusing me here. Ha, poor cold beans. I know you're being like slaughtered with word vomit and readings from Michelle, and then you hear me yelling at you to do what I say. Poor you, right? Right? Michelle, of course, of course. Both my cats are missing. They're usually here. I feel so lonely here. Hmm. So, cool beans. Is there anything else you would like to go over? It is so weird. This is like my third live today. I mean, crying is crying, right? Just kidding. Don't do it. Okay? Yeah, just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. But talking with your guides helps tremendously. It really does. Too bad I can't like and love like Facebook on these comments. I don't think it'll let me. Will it? No, it says report, remove, put user in timeout, hide user, or add as mediator. Aw, that's so unfortunate. I can't like some of the comments. I feel so limited. All right, guys. So if there is anything else, time out and meditate. That sounds fun. It is. I'm not the best meditator though. Fair warning. Right? I know. Trust me, I know. I hate that. I'm over here talking and then people comment and I'm like, I said that like a whole minute ago. Now I'm lost. you know? Uh but I need to learn how to stream more. So I can stream like on multiple platforms. I did download two different softwares and I still don't know how to use them. So good luck and good ventures to me. I'm not that tech savvy. But it was wonderful speaking with you guys today. Pretty sure Mimi went Mimi's. Not a problem. It isn't a problem. Trust me. And if there is anything you guys want to talk to on like our next session of Learn with Luna, you let me know, okay? We can definitely go over some stuff. Appreciate your advice without slapping me. No, I slap with the words. That's so much more fun because words can hurt as much as an actual slap. I know I get my ego; it gets hurt pretty easily. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's pretty bad, especially when it's the truth. Oh, no prob, no prob. Anytime, in fact, anytime. Okay, remember, next time, talking points, guys. Okay, but I will end this stream because it is definitely 17 minutes until 1 a.m. right now. So I gotta unwind, take off my mask. Whole lot going on. Don't want to scare you guys. So have a good night, love and light, and I hope to see y'all next time. Bye bye.